But thank you for coming out. I'm gonna have a quick announcement, and then we're gonna go pass this off to Maria for the workshop. But really quick, I just want to announce that elections are coming up for executive board for Gator Blockchain. Woo! So it will be on April 13th. You just joined and did a mute. Okay. Anyway, it's going to be on April 13th, the final GBM. So there's one more GBM on March 30th, and then there's April 13th. So if you are interested at all, we're going to be sending more information in the Discord, like the role descriptions and how to sign up for that. And the elections process will be explained either at the next GBM or in the Discord. So if you're really interested in blockchain and that kind of stuff, it's a really great way to stay involved and to make a difference and implement ideas. So I really encourage you think about it. But other than that, once again, join Discord, but I'm going to hand it over to Maria, right, for the workshop. Ooh.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much for coming tonight. On this sunny Wednesday evening, the days are longer now, much lighter. So I hope that you're enjoying these days.
Haley, did I just unplug your computer and plug yours in? How do I do it?
Oh, that's fine. I'll join the meeting.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let me give you, we can join the meeting.
You can unplug it, but that's how you're sharing the screen.
I'll give her host privileges and she can share hers.
Yes, that'd be great. So how have you been? How is your semester going? Lawrence has a new haircut.
Hey, I got a haircut. What do you mean?
Oh my God, Antonio, I didn't pay much attention.
Oh, wow.
You're so tall.
I know.
I cannot reach that.
That's funny. Okay.
So, how's your semester going? So good?
No.
Like so good?
So good.
Please
Like
elaborate.
sarcastic.
So it's like a midterm?
I have an exam Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So many exams, like.
There's so many.
No exams. Is it like a midterm or
Yeah.
or whatever? Triple, double? Okay, so does everyone have a internship or plans lined up for summer? I know that the people
That
are
is so
usually
positive.
in the rush for this. 'Cause my students always tell me, "You're so busy, so busy." So, anyone wants to share?
I have classes.
That's the right. Yeah. Yeah.
This is your meeting, right?
What we did.
I'll be working in class right here.
Are you guys staying in Gainesville for the summer or?
I am. Are you
Heck
kidding me? I'm
no.
not going back to my parents' house.
Heck no.
I am not going back to my
Let
parents'
me give you, hold on.
house.
Where is,
Hey, does anyone do something fun related to blockchain or crypto or anything like companies that got involved with the projects? Okay, easier question. Did anyone like look for such jobs or internships? No?
that would be cool, but it's hard.
It's hard in which sense?
I feel like getting internships it's really hard for me to get mine. And when I got more interested in the space, I was like, I don't really know where to go and look for those opportunities sometimes. So I feel like that was a difficulty behind it. Cause I know like, that'd be really cool to go work for like a company that does that stuff, but it's kind of hard to find like a lot of companies don't offer a ton of opportunities for students. Cause it's like so new. Yeah. That's what I've encountered for like the blockchain space anyway, but yeah.
It's this club and the class.
Yeah, Marco helps us. Seriously, so.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's actually interesting topic to talk about, like how to enter the space. I think we can like just like 5 minutes maybe. That was a great experience, great insight from Antonio, who has been looking into to enter this space, right? As far as I understand, but it was just not much of a information probably that reaches out students and internships. And does anyone else have any experience with that?
Searching internships?
Yeah.
I mean, It's hard.
It's hard.
So wait, why it's hard? What do you mean? Like, what's the hardest part in that?
Getting hired.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to like
Getting
career
chosen.
fair and like you'll have a conversation with them and then they just end up giving you like a QR code to scan. Like, all it is, and it's just like then it's just like you're basically just in the system.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I went to a career fair and I talked to like guys from ExxonMobil, and the guy told me, you know, actually, getting an internship is way harder than getting a full-time here. I was like,
Wow, that's sad, actually.
that is, yeah.
It's very
Honestly, I
sad.
see it though. Who wants to train someone for you to leave in like 2 months, like 3 months?
But
Like,
it's a pipeline for full-time though.
I know,
Yeah.
like you have to wait for the full time. It's like, okay, cool, you can like be here for a semester in the summer, but then I'm not gonna see you again for a year. At that point, I could have already trained somebody new and like already had them in the job. Why am I gonna waste my time training you for 3 months just for you to possibly go to a different company anyway? Like, I feel like, I feel like that's true. That's what I noticed. Getting a job in general in like the summer as a college student, like I've noticed it's significantly better if I don't mention I'm in college, or like I'll say, oh, I have I mean, it's not like I'm trying to like lie or anything. It's like it's for a relatively simple job, but like as soon as you're like, oh, but I'm leaving, like I can't work starting in August, already out. Like they like are like, okay, well, never mind.
Okay. So it seems like the whole concept of internship, that it's like temporary job for like students to try to apply their knowledge to like get
It's just so competitive.
into
It's
industry.
like, why would you choose the student if you already have someone who already has like more experience and you know might stick around longer? Oh, see, that's the other thing. I can't afford to do anything for free. That might be my problem.
Yeah.
How about your own, I don't know, project, business or something? Does anyone tried something like that?
Trying to find more NFTs.
Say it again.
Oh, Matthew and I actually talked a lumber break, and he got me into like looking at NFTs and stuff. So yeah,
Specifically Algorand ones.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
Buying and reselling?
yeah. I have like 100 Algorand sitting in the wallet now, just waiting to be spent. So looking.
Oh,
No, I've completely like done it at 180. So
who airdropped you 100 algos?
converted me. I know I don't have the stickers, but Lawrence
Oh,
has
do you
Algorand.
want one?
Oh,
You have a good one?
I got one.
I have great ones.
Please.
Okay, free stuff, attention. Who is joining us online? Come here. Free stuff. Well, great. I mean, that's always nice to hear the feedback, but I sincerely hope that you will have an opportunity to like do something with your time, with your skill. And most importantly, just to remember not to like give up, I guess. And also, I don't know how much, of course, apparently, like everyone has different directions where you would like to go, but don't also hesitate to reach out to other people to ask them about what positions they have in their companies, and also the local businesses. Maybe not necessarily like you'll start exactly like, I don't know, at Intel, or like, what's the top job right now? What's the dream job right now? What's the dream company?
Facebook.
Meta. Okay. Well, you can create your own Meta. Start like Matthew, and in a couple of months. I'm joking. Trading NFTs, but yeah, really. Oh, hi, Marco. How are you?
Say hi. Sorry for interrupting. Not talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Get
ask
to
for
lock up.
first. Another thing I just wanted to share with you is that Badass Society is meeting upstairs right now. And I just talked to them. They're the bachelors in art and digital sciences club.
Yeah.
That used to be like 30, 40 people strong every single meeting.
Not anymore.
They're like 7, 5, 6.
Oh, I'm one of those that got phased out. I went here instead.
So I suggested them, like, why don't you come downstairs and introduce yourself?
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
maybe one of you can actually go up and invite them or something. If you want, I'm just saying that there might be opportunity to get a few more people here or collaborate with them. They're a registered club and I think they're struggling with content and stuff like that. So they're very generic. They don't, like, this is blockchain. Your Gator Club is not.
Your Gator Club? I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, there's a Gator. So they're generic and they're open to anything. So they're upstairs and big. If you are interested, go say hi.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's good to hear that there are some people here in this building discussing probably the same problems that us. Well, so anyhow, let's get back to our conversation actually, and I would like to share this slide. I don't know if we're going, so any questions so far? Everyone signed up for Discord? Yes?
Run for something if you want to.
Great, great, because we want to keep this club running for eternity, and we want to also to have some officers stepping in the spots after this semester. So we encourage you to get involved actively. So anyhow, it's the first meeting in the past 3 weeks. A lot has happened. Even more has not happened, so that's good news. So I would like just to maybe for all of us, including the online section of our meeting, please share with us like what were the most important things that you remembered in a crypto space or the space that somehow touches upon crypto from the news or from anywhere else. Maybe your friend launched an NFT collection that we really need to know about. Matthew.
No, I was gonna say, like, there's obviously been a lot of like geopolitical talk that's been going on, like with the war that's happened, and then like different sanctions that are being put up, and like there's conversation about how like different countries are gonna be able to use crypto to like bypass the sanctions, and it's just like if this was something happening like 30 years ago, that would not be in the conversation.
Yeah.
So I think it's just interesting to see how, I guess, as technology is developing, so is, I guess, like the geopolitical relations surrounding it.
Right, interesting. So Matthew mentioned, I'm just repeating so that online we can kind of like are synced about the geopolitical events and the role of crypto, how it can ease, harden, worsen all this relationship in the world. So what are your thoughts? Do you think crypto is the way out of sanctions?
I think it still has issues. Like Marco talked about earlier, how the EU were considering banning any like cryptocurrencies that don't follow a certain level of like green energy and stuff.
It's like proof of work.
Yeah, pretty much anything. Like so like Bitcoin would pretty much be banned, but then like how do you ban it? And it's like you kind of have to ban the third party, like the Coinbase and stuff, because you can't really do it with the actual thing. So it's like it gets complicated.
Okay, so there are apparently there are counteracting forces. I mean, no one knows what to do with the blockchain in crypto, right? So there are like various opinions from like cold to hot. Some talks, like at least in the previous, I think, couple of years, there was like a strict narrative about like how bad cryptos may be used for, I don't know, drug dealers, for example. And this is a malicious activity that it should not be there to prevent all those crimes. So I think that was like very strong sentiment associating the technology, which actually has nothing to do technology and development and like that other gray stuff, but just because people were using it as an outlet of like money transferring, and some money laundering schemes that through NFTs also become very popular. I've read a couple of articles that, yeah. So and now the narrative is changing very slowly. And I believe that you also have heard about President Biden signing the executive order about the further investigation about the cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So it actually happened literally yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And so executive order basically it's not a law, right? But anyhow, this is a document of some of the significance. Let me just maybe click here. If I can do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, so President Biden, I think this is our link. Right, so executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets. This is kind of like one of the steps towards maybe adoption of a technology. We don't know yet what does it mean in terms of the application of this executive order. Yes, you can read it. It's the whitehouse.gov, and by the name you can easily find it, not confusing with anything. So it's a kind of like a pretty long document, not too long, not a law again, but kind of like a wordy document stating like in general that we need to investigate, we need to study more, we need to pay attention more about all these money laundering schemes and how we can actually use the technology of blockchain to how does it say, like ensure our financial security? Because like looking at the other countries, what's happening with them when pretty much they are cut off their traditional financial systems, also probably puts questions in the other world leaders' heads about like, okay, what would happen if we were in that place? Well, no one is protected again from that, right? So anyhow, again, this document is not a direction to act that it is legal now and like we just go buy coffee at Starbucks for this, but several very interesting points are outlined, and just like the fact that this was admitted by the government, by the administration, so it actually is might be a big deal, like a step towards. What are your thoughts?
Sense it's good that they're not like ignoring it, like they're like addressing it. But I haven't like read the document, so I don't know exactly what it is they're talking about. Like it'd be interesting to read it, but I guess in a sense like it is good that they are like discussing it.
I'm just interested to know like what they're gonna do, because like this is just research and development, really, right?
Yeah.
So they're just saying like, oh, we know something shady's going on, we're gonna look into it. But like, okay, there probably is. I mean, how big of a deal it is, I don't know. It's up to them. But like, what are they gonna do with that information? Like, how would you make it more? And like, are it just all cryptocurrencies, just in general, all of them?
So that's actually a very interesting direction, because what's in particular in the discussion about the securing the financial stability of the country is the CBDCs. And CBDC is an extremely different thing from what Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptos is, right?
Yeah. Isn't what's the country, El Salvador? Don't they have their own CBDC now? I could be mistaken.
CBDC? Can we just go over that?
A central bank digital currency.
So what would that be? Yeah.
Controlled by the government of some sort.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's
a
not.
very exact
That's not
formulation.
Bitcoin or anything, though.
No.
Like they're saying that, like, what are they really
I think it's like
proposing?
pegging a coin to the dollar or whatever currency.
Right, but
it
isn't
is.
that just like a Venmo? Like, is it just like electronic sending? Is that right?
Exactly.
I think so, yeah.
So, like, can't we already do that? Like, what do you? I don't know what it's.
Yes, someone is speaking to us.
Maybe they just mean to.
Yeah, if you're joining us on from Zoom, please speak up.
But like, yeah, no, what is that? What is a CBDC practically?
Yeah.
I understand the idea, but like, do we even really deal with them?
So that's very interesting question, because actually there is no answer for that yet. So that's why like people are working on that. Visa, I know that is working very intensely on developing. Basically, the challenge is that they don't know how to implement it technically so that it works for, you know, for everyone in the world. We buy coffee at Starbucks for those CBDCs. And exactly as Haley mentioned, like we already have digital cash, like your credit card is the similar thing, like it's a virtual money, like the cash on the credit, or sorry, the balance on the bank account is virtual. Like you never like hold this money like in like in gold or in paper. It's just like the record in the database. So I believe that in the previous meetings, like we talked that the whole idea of like this blockchain revolution was that you don't trust someone to write these numbers for you, but you trust everyone to keep the record of that money, of that number on your bank account. And that is basically what blockchain is. And that's why it's so complicated. That's why it's centralized. A lot of energy is being spent for that. And so now, like the revolution has happened in terms of like, okay, let's spread it out. Let's spread this information so we don't need to trust any central authority. So now with CBDC, we are saying, not to us, sorry?
You're just saying, let's trust the central authority again.
Exactly.
Like taking a step back, yeah. I mean,
Well, it sounds like what we have. It's you have a bank and it's centralized.
Yeah.
You use it virtually.
I think there are some advantages though.
Like
that-
what?
Well, with
Like
the CB,
compared to what we have now, because Venmo, technically my money's a third party. If Venmo went down and they decided to just disappear, any money I have in Venmo is gone, which is scary. So if it's centralized, I assume the whole perk of that is that they can't just close up shop and say, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. You paid us money and we closed, like, sorry. Cause like, it'll be centralized. So I assume it'll have the same like guarantees as like, you'll have $100,000. Yes, like
Yeah.
you'll have it more secure, but like practicality, it's just a different app, right?
my guess is as where like the advantages will lie is, like you said, it would probably be some sort of like FDIC insured, where you're not just gonna lose all your money. The government would like be confident in that. The other part is that a lot of people are skeptical of crypto still. And so when the government says that they trust it, people are gonna be more likely to trust it.
That's
All of the people
Yeah, it's-
will follow.
Because I work the other way.
There's a truth to that though. A lot of
Some
people
people
feel
will.
just more comfortable with the whole concept when it's more developed according to the government. But then lastly, I guess, is that well, when we do like bank transfers, a lot of that money is pretty immediate. It might take like
1
maybe
to 3 business days?
it's pretty, but the thing is like with crypto, with the
No, it would be.
CBDC, it would be even faster, especially for like international exchanges, which can take like behind the scenes, like a
hope,
week.
though.
Well.
Like, we're just talking about research into the idea, like, they could be just as slow. I don't think there's ever been a thing where it's like, yeah, like, I'll give it to the government,
Actually,
they'll make
Bitcoin
it more
is slower.
efficient. I don't think anyone's ever said that.
Slower than
Than Visa and MasterCard.
really.
What is it?
Bitcoin is actually slower than Visa and MasterCard. Because so many people are trying to hack the blockchain. So what they're trying to, not hack, what I mean is like, what they're trying to mining. So since a lot of people are mining Bitcoin, they actually make it slower. So Visa, since it's centralized, it's just the Visa people are doing that work. So it's actually transactions between Visa is faster in that sense.
It's almost like branding, like, it's like, okay, we got the name brand on it, now it's not cryptocurrency, this is a government entity. Like, I don't trust it anymore, but I can see the appeal to other people.
These are very interesting thoughts. So, and as you see, like there are like more questions than actually answers to them. That's the first thing. That's why like all the people trying to think of it, like exactly like in the companies, you're interviewing more and more companies start turning their face towards blockchain technology as a basis of like stuff that can potentially run all our financial system. But again, as Brian mentioned, that it's like what we're seeing right now may actually mean like a great shift, not only like in crypto space, but it's like spilling over to like all other finance. And this is a very important events they don't happen immediately. It's not that like we will wake up tomorrow and see this news and like, oh, okay, now not Venmo, but now it's like some other app that is linked to the government account. But it's very important to just like be careful and like be cognizant of like all those processes that are happening there. So we talked about this decentralization and centralization, and one more point that I wanted to point out, that if we speak about like how we would use blockchain technology allows to trace everything, record everything, and make everything transparent, or at least transparent to someone who is maintaining that database. So anyhow, if again, like the whole idea of this was to decentralize so that no one can interfere in those like very fine-tuned processes of our financial life. But if it's centralized and it's observed by one certain party, so you can imagine like how it can be used. We already have plenty of data and our social activity being monitored by the bigger companies which are there in the space. So there are like pros and cons. Maybe there will be less crime related to some illegal activity, but there will be definitely that aspect of transparency can also be used. And as practice shows, if it can be used, it will be used. Yeah, so I'm just only taking this little detour to to admit that, well, it's happening and we are like all on the same page that this is happening, just in case it appears in the further conversation, we all know what we are talking about. Okay, so lastly, there was also like related to that, there was also a huge spike in the crypto usage related to all geopolitical events. So people started like trying to store the value of their money in crypto, but people also are trying to transact in crypto to donate. So there was also, I don't know if someone remembers how much that CryptoPunk was worth that has been donated to the Ukrainian army. Yes, someone donated. I believe it was like $3 million, like current valuation or something. Some like rare NFT has been donated. So it's really, really interesting. But actually, that's a very interesting phenomenon because, as you might know, there are a lot of people who argue that what is the value of crypto, right? So when people donate something, what is the value of that donation?
Whatever they can sell it for, I guess.
I read that they already bought like some stuff for $15 million. They exchanged crypto and bought it to like real things for $15 million. Yeah. So I think that, I mean, I'm only saying this because I've been asked hundreds of times, like, so why does it matter? Like, why do we need to pay attention to this? So what's the real worth of it? What's the real value? And I mean, what's the real value of paper money? I mean, there is no real value unless we have a convention that it has value. So I think that maybe like the use of exactly, this is very unconventional use of crypto in the form of donation. We kind of like give this because, and people ask this because it means something. So it means value to their giver and the recipient. And then the recipient can use it. So it definitely carries some value. All right, so let's get back on track then. And why I actually mentioned this, the last point, crypto donations, because I already mentioned that the CryptoPunk was donated, which was extremely expensive. And a lot of NFTs has been created to support just like for the good cause for different donation charitable organizations. And this is one of the things that actually we've been talking in the last meeting when we had like a lot of meetings, a lot of talks about the value, how NFTs create value. This is one of the aspects that how NFTs can really create value, because it is attached to our, I don't know, like how to call it, like sentimental value, that our goodwill.
Spirit.
Thank you. Thank you. So anyhow, today I would like to continue our discussion, a practical discussion about the NFTs. So let me share the screen now. Okay, so I guess this is it. Yes. So anyhow, how many of you have already the MetaMask wallet installed in your computer? Great. Yes.
MetaMask.
Okay. So anyhow, let's continue with, and if you don't have a MetaMask, I actually want to mention that you will be able to get a MetaMask. Just wait a second. So we will be exploring today the biggest NFT platform, OpenC. And I will walk through the process of interacting with the platform, point your attention to some very crucial aspects of this platform. And then in the next part, we will discuss how we can actually extract value and modify, customize basically our contracts. So anyhow, we will be working with the test version of the OpenC. So OpenC is one of the biggest platforms because it has one trick. Whatever NFT you create on Ethereum blockchain, they automatically reflect it on their platform. So it does not necessarily mean that you intentionally go and create it. If you create ERC 721 or ERC 1155 token, which are NFT tokens, they are able to see this information from the Ethereum blockchain, and they will list this information on their platform. So I will be going to OpenC testnet environment. We've been talking about testnets in our previous meeting. So many ages ago, that beside the mainnet of Ethereum, there are multiple testnets, which are basically just like a sandbox to play around and to learn the technology. So we will be using that because, of course, we don't want to spend real money. Unless Matthew is coming back. Anyhow. So let's see. I created this GBC collection. I don't know if I can. Okay, so this is my NFT that I downloaded to the platform. Woohoo! So say it again.
Can I buy that from you?
You can. That's actually one of the steps that we are going to do today. And if you don't have a MetaMask account, I think this is a great opportunity to set it up. So if you just search on a OpenC testnet, rather testnets.openc.io, the GBC collection, you will find this one of these certificates. I placed multiple items for sale, so I think that there will be enough for all of us to buy. If we run out of items for sale, I actually created multiple of them, so everyone will be able to buy. So anyhow, this you can purchase this certificate for, actually this is a test money. So I showed in the past meeting how to get the test Ether to your Rinkebuy network. And if you already have a MetaMask account, so you will be able to see this button buy now. It's inactive in my account because I already am logged in and then I own it. But you are able to purchase it just by clicking at the button buy now.
With real money or?
No, no, no. We're working on the testnet. So remember, in your MetaMask account, you should select not the Ethereum mainnet, but the testnet, Rinkebyte testnet. Right. If I go here, so here is my Rinkebyte testnet. And I will be able to see, as you purchase, I will be able to see your activity right here in the item activity section. So I already listed multiple of those items, and you will be able to purchase one by one.
How do you add the testnet network to your MetaMask?
Okay, so it's very, very easy. So you just need to click. Oh, okay, so you just need to click on your account settings. You need to click to, hold on, networks. Do you see any? Okay. So it's advanced, not general setting, but the next one, extended, advanced, whichever it is. Yeah, I apologize. My computer intentionally doesn't want to translate this app interface. So did you find it, Anthony?
Yeah.
Antonio? Sorry.
You have to like manually add the test network.
So you need to click. Here is the switcher, show testnets. Got it?
Oh, there it is.
So once you turn the switcher on, show testnets, in the top kind of little place, yes, exactly. You choose the Rinkebyte testnet. Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So if we do buy this NFT, is it stored on the testnet wallet?
Yes.
Okay, and then you wouldn't be able to sell. You wouldn't be able to sell it on the normal OpenC.
Hold on. Testnet wallet. I'm not sure to answer yes about testnet wallet, but it's the data about it is stored on the testnet, on the Rinkebyte testnet. So unless there is a getaway how to transfer from testnet to mainnet, that is the question.
Okay.
Good one though. Does anyone know the answer to this, by the way? Collective brain power? No? So whether we can sell the NFT from the testnet on mainnet?
No?
I feel like you could, but it'd probably be worth a lot of gas. It might.
Yeah, maybe.
You could transfer it over, but you have to pay the gas fee.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Maybe, but it's a good question though. I mean, if someone wants to research, if I don't forget, I'll research. So anyhow, let me check if someone has purchased it. Not yet, but that's okay. Say it again.
It's undercut.
Okay. So while you're purchasing, so here you experience this one button. It's called Buy Now. This is because I listed it for a fixed price, and you are able to purchase it for this fixed price. However, there is other option of selling on the NFT. It's through the auction. They have two types of the auction. It's like Dutch and the English auction. So one is for the price increase. The other one is for the price decrease. I believe that the eBay was doing something very similar and is doing something very similar still. And there are pros and cons for both of these schemes, both of these approaches. But anyhow, it's basically like if you decide to launch your NFT and you choose this, you make this decision of what is the best option for you to buy. Basically, the biggest knowledge that you need to know when selling your NFT is like potential demand for it. And if you think that this is of a great value, like, I don't know, Snoop Dogg is selling the NFT. So apparently you can estimate that the demand might be higher than for someone doing some other NFT. Okay, so let me double check. How is the progress?
Chance you could show again how to get Ethereum into the testnet wallet? Like, isn't there like a faucet?
Yeah, if you just look up like there could be faucets, like try any.
Yes, it's link faucet.
It seems pretty simple.
I knew my slightly sensitive.
I actually showed last time the faucet at faucetschain.link, which is so far has been the best, the most generous one. It was still working. I will probably send the link to the chat.
I'm buying the NFT right now.
You're buying NFT, amazing. Is this your first NFT, Brian?
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. Let's give a round of applause to Brian. So interestingly, Brian, when you were approving a transaction, what did you notice?
I noticed.
How much did you pay? So if you go back to your wallet, right, you will be able to see the history of your transactions,
Right.
like activity, right?
Yes, I had to pay a gas price. That looks like it's about roughly 2 millionths of G-Wave.
Okay.
Super.
I didn't
or-
see that.
But the value was the 0.001.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a price that Brian paid for this NFT, and there was something on top of that, which he paid. And so one more thing, if you're interacting with the OpenC or any other platform, if you carefully read the guidelines, when you purchase any NFT, in addition, you pay 2.5% to the commission to the platform where you buy this asset. In addition to that, you may also pay some royalty to the creator of this NFT. So be mindful of when you're searching for any digital assets, or in general, when you're interacting in any business transactions, usually the face price is not exactly the price that you're paying. So that's a good point to continue. I see, wonderful, 2 owners already. Who is the second owner?
Bashful.
Refresh that in a few seconds.
Okay, good point from Antonio. Refresh in a couple of seconds. So as we talked about the Bitcoin, right? So, and mentioned that the Bitcoin transactions are not instant. So we need a couple of seconds for the transaction to get approved on our blockchain network.
Got it.
And this takes a couple of seconds to do. So you got it.
Can you see who, like, if you click on it, can you see who owns it?
Of course.
Can you really?
Let's do this.
I thought it was supposed to be like all secret.
I own an NFT, guys.
So the good thing is that all our identities are not disclosed. There is for that is actually the wallet address. So, and the wallet address in your MetaMask is right here, account. So this is this is something that you will be using a lot of times when you interact with any D apps, any like blockchain-based applications, services, or you do some development, deployment of smart contracts. Everything needs energy. This energy, since energy is expended by someone who is approving these transactions, some mechanisms, we are paying for this. And also a recap, small recap from the previous meetings, that this transactions fee will not be constant. They will be always varying depending on how many people are currently buying or like transacting on a blockchain and how many people are verifying the transaction. So there is always a supply and demand of power, so to say, blockchain power, and that would impact, by the simple law of economics, impact the equilibrium price for our gas fees. All right, so let's slowly move on. Let's check that we will see that this token has been purchased. So here all history of transactions also is reflected here. So the sale happened to this address, which is apparently one of the people sitting here who owns exactly.
Exclusive owner.
We don't know yet. Then there is the other transaction here of sale. Okay, so basically it's just some alphanumeric string. Unless you know that this is the person, you don't know who is this. And returning to our conversation about CBDCs, in CBDC case, someone, like our institution will know who is behind this address. So you can see that everything is transparent, but anonymous. Unless you know it, it's not anonymous.
So if I wanted to, could I like figure out your whole transaction history?
You can.
Could I hack into that? Like,
Let's do this now, right now.
I'm saying like, if I'm not you, like if I just wanted to.
Of course.
Like, I know that you're 79538. Can I like figure out a way to like see everything you've done?
Yes.
And as long as I know you're 7938, I know what you're doing.
Exactly. So for that reason, there are platforms which are called Etherscan. Like for different blockchains, blockchain platforms, there are different kind of like screening tools, scanning tools, which makes all this information available. And one of the reasons why this information is available, because it's anonymous. So there is no harm just displaying you a bunch of numbers, unless you are able to make sense of it and like extract some really valuable intel. It makes no sense to anyone to use that information. But if we go to the Etherscan, so for Ethereum blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain testnets, there are these resources which is called Etherscan. And if I go back right here, so I copy the address, I go to Etherscan, I search by this address, I will see that, okay, so 1 Ether was actually sent from this address to this address. The transaction fee was this much amount. I can even see like how far I go, because I can click on transaction and see all the details when and how it happened.
Don't stalk me.
So for Bitcoin, I believe each transaction is like as is on like the block and stuff. Like when you push it, it's not going to say like my whole transaction history, Haley has $100 because of all this. It literally will just say like Haley sent Brian $27, and that's like all it'll say in the block, right? Does that make sense?
So in the block, yes.
I'm saying in Bitcoin, I think, but is Ethereum the same way, or does it like remember your information?
Bitcoin remembers as well.
Blocks having all of these transactions, is it more centralized in the blocks, or it's the same whole?
Same thing.
So this just makes it easy for people to track me.
Yeah, basically. No privacy.
They could.
No, I think it's better because like if you have some way more money than you can see what they're doing with it.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's-
So like, I don't know, it's interesting because you can see like when a Bitcoin whale sends money, like sends Bitcoin from his wallet to like an exchange wallet, and it kind of is a signal for like some traders that like the price might dump, because if they're like sending it to an exchange, it means that they're probably gonna sell it. There's just other stuff too, like if you're invested into like a company or like a crypto project, you can see like the owner's wallets, and if the owner starts selling off what they're owning, like their coins, that's obviously a really bad sign.
That's true.
So will this only work for OpenC? Like if I just have a bunch of Ether and like I do a bunch of different things with it, can you only see my OpenC transactions when you do this, or can you see all of my transactions with my Ether ever?
It's also.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it actually works the other way around. First comes Ethereum, and then OpenSea uses the data from Ether only in that part where.
Yeah, but I'm saying
NFT
for this
trans-
website, they can see all of it, whether or not I've used Ether on OpenSea or not. Or
Yeah.
like, is it only your OpenSea transactions? Like if I only made 3 transactions over the last 3 years, it'll only say 3. But if I have like a whole business going on with Ether, then like it's not gonna see that, or it sees both. Like it sees everything you do.
So you see, that's the thing, like similar with bank accounts. If you have a bank account in Bank of America and you only make 3 transactions with that credit card, Bank America only knows about your 3 transactions. But if you have a business which has a open account at Wells Fargo and you conduct like at least, I don't know how many cups of coffee you sell per day, for example, then Wells Fargo will know about that aspect of your activity. It will not know about your 3 transactions with the American credit card, but it will definitely know all your transaction history there. And just in case you transfer from from Wells Fargo account to Bank of America, it will know, okay, so she's transferring there. So that's what actually people do, and I think Matthew can also inform us on that. If you're trying to send like a large amount of money, of course, it attracts a lot of attention. There are multiple companies that do analytics based on this open data. And so what people do, create multiple wallets, transfer between wallets to kind of like make the trace a little bit less visible. So anyhow, everything is visible. But again, unless you know specific patterns, schemes, or some identifiers behind these alphanumeric strings, it does not make any sense. And that's why it's harmless, like so to say, like with some range of probability, it's harmless to actually make it public and open. All right, so in the couple of minutes that we have left, I think that what's interesting to see also is the other details about these NFTs. So when you go to this platform, you know that there are like multiple data that you can see. So for example, this one is very simple because I generically created it with the OpenC platform. But there are multiple of custom NFTs. And so important thing to understand that NFT is basically an interface that you see. What's under is a smart contract that actually dictates all those prices and all those conditions that you buy when you buy a NFT. So importantly is to be able to also kind of like have a, I would say like a basic understanding of like the infrastructure, how to check what is in the smart contract. I believe that we've discussed this in Discord, that there was an NFT scheme that once you click on an NFT, it steals all money from your account, because as you can see, now your data from your wallet is linked to this platform. And if you click yes, 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 you cannot cancel it. So when it's gone, it's gone. There is no like
See the wallet where your money is at.
and it immediately disappears somewhere.
Yeah, you see like the transaction of like them taking it. Like,
Just rubs it in.
Right. So basically, if you go to any NFT, pretty much on any platform, actually not on any platform. So on OpenC in particular, on Algorand, I believe you can do this too. You can see the details and you can actually see all characteristics of this particular NFT token. An NFT token is basically, again, it's just a name token, but it's governed by this particular like conditions of a smart contract. Smart contract is like a little computer code. And interestingly, that you can see all the details of smart contracts on the Etherscan as well. And it happens only like in one click. You click on a, what's that, smart contract address, and you can see all transactions that happened through this smart contract. So this smart contract, I created this NFT just using the generic smart contract of an OpenC platform. And there are at least 15,000 transactions that have been already governed, sold by this particular smart contract. You can see like it's different NFTs at different time points from different addresses. So Haley, like just back to your point, you can not only see the interaction between like two people, but what's most important that you can see the how one smart contract can link to different people. All right, so sure.
How would you add like the NFT to like the MetaMask wallet where you can like see it? Like, do you know how to do that?
Sure. So I believe that you can already see it. If you click to your MetaMask account, you click assets. Can you?
This is my like Ethereum amount, which is like.
Oh, only Ether, right? Okay. So anyone? You could.
I don't know, with Loopring, which is like an Ethereum thing, it's like you have to submit your wallet into their like into like their Explorer website, which is like what we were looking at, and then it'll let you view the NFT. So I think it's like stored on your MetaMask, but like you can't like see it. I can look though. Hold on.
So the thing is that with this, I think it's the similar algorithm as with, you know, custodial and non-custodial wallets. So basically, whether you keep your money on exchange, right, on Coinbase, it means that all this money is on their side. It's like, I don't know, if you want to, you buy a pie, your neighbor buys you a pie, and the pie stays in their kitchen. So basically, they can do whatever they want with that pie. Right? So that's a very good question, actually, how to transfer, how to actually own an NFT. But the thing with NFT is, I think it's a little bit different because NFT is unique. And if you, that's why it's non-fungible. So if you, of course, if you trust the party that keeps this data, in this case, it's blockchain. Anywhere else, if NFT gets stolen, so technically there is no law of that, but technically you can know that this is your NFT because it has a unique identifier, unique ID. Okay, so I think that in the last minute, I won't take much of your time, but just will double check that we already have 4 owners, yay. And my congratulations to everyone who purchased this certificate. Now you have mastered how to use the digital wallet and how to interact with one of the biggest NFT platforms in the space. Woo.